Somebody comes in, I'll get up to speed. So, good evening, everyone. Before I even get started, I just want to say thank you. It's a Thursday night, deep in December. You guys are here. You're putting in work. You're getting better every day. So I'm gonna clap it up for you guys. You can clap it up for yourselves at home if you're muted. It's fine. Today, I'm gonna share with you how to finance either your first fix and flip program, or if you're getting into the game, how the money works when you do finance, when you do a fix and flip. To introduce myself, my name is Ronald Cepeda. I am a mortgage broker with a company called Pioneer Mortgage Funding. I've been in the industry for 14 years. Desde chiquitico. My father, he's a lender, so I'm second generation lender, you know. And as a mortgage broker, if you don't know, there's a difference between mortgage broker and lenders. As a mortgage broker, we work with a plethora of different banks, lending institutions, private money. We work with a plethora of people that we can accommodate just about any scenario. And the scenario that we're going to talk about tonight is financing for fix and flip. In comparison to a lender, Chase, Wells Fargo, your traditional lenders, if you go into the bank or you go into a lender and you try to get this kind of money for a fix and flip or maybe some alternative financing, they just don't have the products for you. So that's why it's very important to team up with a good mortgage broker. It's very important so you can have access to a lot of different things. I'm going to share my screen with you guys here in a second. That way we can go through how the program works, how you can finance your first flip. If you have any questions at any time, drop it on the chat and then I'll answer them as we go. Move this around real quick. So with the fix and flip financing, let's eliminate some misconceptions first, right? So you don't need a lot of money to do a fix and flip, and you actually don't need any experience to do a fix and flip. There's a lot of people on social media that you see that they own 100 doors or they own 50 doors or they're working on like 6 different fix and flip projects at any given moment. They don't have all that kind of money, so what they use the term other people's money. They leverage other money to be able to finance these things. There's going to be some topics. There's going to be some terms that I'm going to be talking about. If you want to take some notes. So these are really the main points in a financing deal. I'm going to talk about it on a macro level and just keep it as simple as possible. So you have acquisition price. So acquisition price is the price of the property that you're looking to purchase. So let's say you're looking to purchase this property here, acquisition price. Let's say that the price of this property is $300,000, right? Then you have the cost to renovate the property, and the cost to renovate a property, let's say 200,000. So you have an acquisition price, the purchase price, which is 300. You have the cost to renovate, which is 200, and the total cost of the project is 500,000. So let's say you and your friends, you're out there, you find a property and you're like, man, this is the one. So if you wanted to buy it, you needed 300 just to buy it and another 200 for the renovation. All in, you need 500,000 cash to buy this thing, right? But on the next slide, I'm going to show you how we're going to leverage that money. And then the next vocabulary is as is appraised value and the after repair value. So these are the terms I'm gonna talk about. I'm being recorded, Yasmin. So there's some proprietary stuff that I just can't put on here. So I'm gonna use Paint to paint it out and just really show you how this how the money how the money piece works, you know? So if you're doing a fix and flip project, the first, absolute first thing you want to do is you want to create an LLC. It's the first thing you want to do if you don't know this. Limited liability company. Why? Because it's going to protect you from lawsuits. It's going to protect you from loss. It's going to protect you from a lot of different things. So that's the first, absolute first thing. If you want to do fix and flip financing, you want to get an LLC because a lot of the lenders, they're going to ask you for the LLC paperwork. That's the first thing you want to do. The second thing is you want to find a property. And you guys are pretty good at finding properties. Acquisition price. You guys are really good at finding properties. Got a lot of off-market deals. You have deals that come across your desk. Does anyone now have a deal that's a potential for a fix and flip on the group? Let's see the chat.
Me, Ronald, I actually had one, but I end up purchasing myself. Besides this,
How much was it?
It was $290.
All right, so I'm gonna use that one. So the acquisition price $290, right?
Yes.
And then what was the cost? What was your cost to renovate it?
My budget is 20,000.
20,000 to renovate?
Yes. It's a smaller house, a 2-1.
All right. And once it's renovated, what would you say the after repair value is?
The after repair value, it's I'll say between 360 to 380.
So you got a good. Yeah, you got a little, you got like 50K there, right?
Yes.
More or less.
Yes.
So out of pocket, you're gonna need at least 310 cash out of pocket to make it happen, you know? With the financing, let's say we did financing for you, and this is exactly how it would work, you know? The total cost of your project is 310,000, right? The down payment you would need for us to finance this, if you're new to fix and flip, we would need at least 20% down. If you're not new and you've done a lot of fix and flip, we only ask for 10% down, you know? So down payment, you need at least 20% down of 310. So 62,000. Closing costs are going to be about, let's say like 5% of the loan. So 310 times 80%, your loan's going to be like 248 times 5%. 12,400. So you're out of pocket on this $74,400. So instead of putting 310 out of pocket, you could have put $74,400 out of pocket to get the financing piece, right? And then what we do is the money that you need for renovation at 20,000, we're going to put it into an escrow account. So you get the contract at 290. You give me your budget of what you want to do. I'm going to go appraise the property, and I'm going to say, based on the contract, based on the renovations that you want to do, the after repair value of this is going to be 360,000. So we're going to do what's called an after repair value appraisal. And then from there, at the closing, you'll bring the 74,400. We'll give you the keys, right? And then we would want you to start the project first. So the money that's in escrow for the renovations, we're gonna take 20,000. We're gonna put into an escrow account, and then you'd put like maybe like 5,000 of your own money in to get the renovation started. And then once you put your money in, do the renovations, we'll go out there, we'll inspect the property, and then we'll give you back the 5,000. So we'll go, your money goes in first and then you get reimbursed. So we'll go back and forth until you use the full amount. In this scenario, obviously 20,000 is not a lot because which is great, because you're gonna have a good. But on some scenarios, your cost of renovations could be 100. It could be a lot more money. So out of pocket with something like this, you would really need at least, I'm just like at least 80,000 you would need to make it happen. So instead of taking all the risk and putting all your money in, you can leverage the bank's money and leverage your risk, and then you still have money left over. So if you want to scale, if you want to do multiple projects, you can, because now you have leverage. If you have investors, you can actually raise the money from investors, which would be this part here. So like, let's say you raised half the money, 40,000 from investors, and the other 40,000 you came in with it. So now you have the 40,000 from investors, your 40,000, then you have my loan, you back the loan, and that's how you can finance multiple fix and flips projects at any given point. So that's how those guys that are doing a lot of projects at one point at any given point, they have investors, they have just a lot of money, and they're managing leverage properly. This makes sense? You guys still there?
Yes, it makes sense.
Definitely still here.
You get chat on the chat. Any questions? I'm going to increase these numbers just a little bit, so you can see a different scenario. So let's say the acquisition price again 290. Let's say the cost of renovation is 120. How do we delete? Let's delete this. It works a little better with bigger numbers. Cost of reno 120,000. Your total cost so you get 290 plus 120, 410. Let's say the after repair value on this is like 480. So on a project like this one, let's say acquisition price 290, cost of renovation 120, after repair value 480, total cost of the project 410. Instead of coming to the table 410, again, you'd be looking at that 20% down. So 82,000 down, plus the closing costs, plus the initial monies for the renovation. Down. Yeah. I have a much fancier calculator, by the way. Way fancier, way fancier. So if you have a project, if you do have like a project in mind, you would just give me the numbers. I would pump it into my system, and it'll tell me if you have a deal or not with that particular property, you know? The thing with these loans too, minimum credit score is like a 620, so that your credit score doesn't really matter. You don't need experience. The main thing here is the money for the down payment, closing costs, and the funds that you need to start it up, your LLC documentation, and and that's it. That's it. You don't really need much for these kind of loans. You definitely want to have a crew. Like if you have a GC, if you have an architect, maybe an engineer. It's these kind of loans and this kind of leverage opens it opens the doors and just really opens up conversations with people that you may not talk to often. Like how many general contractors do you know that could use a program like this, that maybe you can work with them, we can partner up, and we can start flipping some homes. So those are some of the things that you definitely want to think about. Any questions, guys? Yasmin, you still there?
I'm here.
Jose, any questions? Ronald, any questions? iPhone, any questions? Rose, any questions?
Great stuff. Not at the moment.
Nah, no questions.
Excellent, excellent. Well, you definitely have my contact information. Reach out to me if you do have a project. If you want to run some numbers, we'll hop on a Zoom. The Zoom is not recorded, so I'll show you the real the real calculator.
I have a question.
Yeah.
In the beginning, you said you don't need a whole lot of funds to start, but what if you don't have the $80,000 or $100,000?
That's where you do fundraising. That's where you would do some fundraising. So you get friends, you get family. If you own a property now, maybe you pull out some cash, maybe you do a line of credit, get a second mortgage. There's different ways to raise capital for these projects. Us as the individuals that do the fix and flip, like, you can get a gift from someone, or you can do JV agreements with people to get the cash. So that really comes more when like if you've done a lot of these already, then it's easier to raise the money. But no one's just going to give you money if you've never done a flip before, unless they just, I don't know, they trust you, or you have like some type of background in GC or architect or something like that. But that's once you get some experience under your belt, then there's people out there that are sitting on money that want to flip it, and they don't know what to do, and they'll give it to you.
So if you take out equity on the house, you have to start paying on it, and it takes time to renovate. How's that?
There's a program out there called a home equity loan agreement, and with that one you don't have to pay it back until the end, and then you could pay it back anytime. So there's no payments on them. They'll just collect the interest at the end. So that'd be one way to leverage some of the equity in your home and use it towards, so you don't have to pay on it, so your carrying costs on a project aren't as high. That'd be one creative way of using it. Another creative way would be, in the case of Ronald, he bought this thing cash, and that was, what would you say, 290, Ron? 290?
Yes.
He bought it for 290 cash. Let's say Ron had a line of credit. Now he can use his line of credit and use that money for the renovation, so he doesn't have to keep touching his liquidity. And then as soon as the property's renovated, he might pay interest on that money for like 2 or 3 months, 4 months, 5 months, depending on how long it takes him to renovate it and sell it. So that's something that you would want. Your accounting just has to be tight to do it that way, you know. But there's a lot of different ways, Rose, to structure these deals.
Okay.
Do you have some investors that can maybe give us some money to start a project?
No, I have investors that are looking for investments.
Okay. I mean, we could do a I've done it with agents where there's one agent in particular. He has a group of investors and they are now interested in doing fix and flip. So we sat down in person and I gave them a thorough rundown on how I would help them make money with the fix and flip part, with the financing part, you know. So it was just another arrow in the guy's quiver to present to his investors. So if you have investors, we can have a little sit with them here at the office. We can do a Zoom and we can talk about you know, how we can leverage their money to do some fixes. Because if you have access to off market properties that we can flip, we can get them financed, you know. So that would be a way that you can monetize this thing.
Did you put your number on the chat?
Oh, pero claro.
If you
Yeah.
put if you do put something together like that, hi, I'm Tammy. If you do, will it be inclusive of maybe some of the people that are here? Because listening to you, one of my problems have been not necessarily general contractor, project manager, and I have a lot of background and history. It's more so finding those people who are interested in funding something like that. I have a history in construction, general contracting, and I've built a few things myself in the past. And I've been a part of a few teams where we have
Mhm.
done fix and flips in the past, whereas we converted people's 401ks to like private equity so they could just use the money and invest it, and then we would return the money with a certain percentage. So I've done them in the past, but now having all of this expertise, plumbing, electrical, HVAC, everything. Now I'm looking to work with investors who are willing to get into something like that, but need some direction.
Yeah, we can we can definitely guide them. We can definitely guide them. The meeting I had, the in-person meeting I had with one of your colleagues, very fruitful, and they're already out there on the hunt to put together a deal.
In New
So
Jersey?
I'm sorry.
In New Jersey?
No, here in Florida. Here in Florida. Where are you? You're in New Jersey?
I'm in New Jersey, yeah.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
We
Little
can
crazier up here.
we can do I have one lender that'll accommodate New Jersey for flips.
Okay, awesome. All right.
Mm-hmm.
I'll look for your information then.
And this, like, again, this is like paint, but I do have like the fanciest Excel you will ever see in your life.
Oh, wow.
But you got me recorded, so, and this stuff is proprietary, you know. So I love Yacht Lifestyle, I do, but these calculators, they're delicate. They're very delicate, you know. We got a question on the chat.
So what's your number?
My phone number is 305 785 3915. Can I
Thank
buy
you.
property with the hard money under LLC and sell or to my personal name before the renovation? Can I buy a property with the hard money loan and sell it to my personal name? So Alejandro, you're asking if you can buy the property with the hard money loan under an LLC and then sell it to yourself with the renovation loan? Is what you're asking? So maybe, are you saying like use the renovation loan for yourself and then get it for yourself? Okay. You can, but it's gonna be it's just the closing costs are gonna eat you up because you're gonna do two different loans, you know. If the property is gonna be for you, we do have a program called a Fannie Mae home style renovation loan, and it works identical to this, except you don't need 20% down. You can do it as low as 5% down with the Fannie Mae home style renovation loan, assuming that it's going to be your house. So let's say you want to buy this house, it costs 200,000. Cost to renovate it is 100,000, If as long as you qualify, you can put as low as 5% down, and we'll give the GC all the money up front to do the renovations. So if that's something that you're interested in exploring, definitely just text me on WhatsApp, and we can chat about it.
And that's only for homestead property?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Fannie Mae home style renovation. But that's homestead, but in Florida. So New Jersey, I can't accommodate New Jersey with that program. I can only accommodate the fix and flip in Jersey.
So you also have other hello?
Yeah, I'm here.
Do you have other programs besides than just for hard money lenders, right? So like, let's say if I wanted to take out a HELOC out of my second mortgage, I can go to you for that also?
Yes, sir. So we can do we can accommodate home equity lines of credit. We can accommodate no doc loans for investors, which they call them DSCR loans. We can accommodate loans for foreign nationals. So if you work with foreign national clients that want to invest here in the United States, we can help foreign nationals as well. We can do jumbo loans, super jumbo loans. We can do portfolio loans. The craziest loan I ever did was on a handshake. That was wild. Bank, client, handshake, here's the money. It's crazy. So we do just about everything. I stay in my lane when it comes to, if it's commercial, like a gas station or like a warehouse, just something exotic like that. It's just outside of my wheelhouse. If it has doors and you can live in it, I'm your guy.
So good evening. I have a question. I was a wholesaler for about 3 years prior to becoming a broker in Charlotte. So I prefer to work with investors, and I have a lot of them in my database. I caught the back end of this conversation in the Zoom, and I apologize for that. But can you also leave your email, because I'm very interested. But my question is, let's say if I have a home on a client and want to sell their home, the ARV is 500,000, right?
Mm-hmm.
Asking price is 100,000, and the repairs are 10,000. For something like that, would your company finance that? Do you all do things like that? Do you finance deals?
So the after repair value is 500,000. Acquisition's 100, reno's 110. So your total cost is 110,000.
Yeah. I'm just saying, great deal where the numbers make sense.
That's a lovely deal.
It's a hell of a deal, right?
We can finance 80% of the total cost of the project. So on 110,000, I think it's like your loan's like 90,000 would be your loan.
Okay.
Yeah, 99,000 would be your loan. So yeah, we could finance 80% of the total cost of the project, and then we can fund 100% of the renovation costs. But your money got to go in first. So if your renovation, let's just say 100,000, your renovation, we're going to take at closing, we're going to take 100,000. We're going to put that into an escrow account, and then your money got to go in first into the project. So you can put 5,000, 10,000, whatever you want. Put the money in, do some work. We go out there and inspect the work to make sure you did the work, and then we'll give you that money right back. And then we'll go back and forth until that 100,000 is exhausted, and then it'll just go on. It'll just add on to the final loan. Is the way that works.
Okay, I appreciate that. Does your company do business in North Carolina or only Florida?
We do. If it's investor purpose related, we can do North Carolina. We can accommodate. Mm-hmm.
Okay. Can you please leave your email also?
Oh yeah, I put my email, my phone number, and my Instagram on the chat. Put all three. This was, and again, this is more of a macro overview of fix and flip financing. The micro details, be more than happy to hop on a Zoom with anyone one-on-one, and I can really break it down and show you the calculators. Those are fancy. They're so nice. Yasmin, they're so nice, these calculators. Tú no sabes. Tú no sabes. With this program, guys and gals, I mean, you could add 1 or 2 extra deals a year with the flip, you know, either for your investors or even for yourself. Like once you get in it, and you'd be surprised. Some of your investors, they'll even team up with you, like, hey, you know, I found this deal, and we got to do a capital raise. I'll put in 40, you put in 40, we get the financing in my name, and let's roll, you know. So you can even partner up with these investors also. I have to see it. Need a one-on-one. Is that Yasmin? Or is that George? I'm confused.
It's me.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, we'll set up a one-on-one. Absolutely. Absolutely. Mm-hmm. Jose, you awfully quiet, brother. I must have done a really good job. You good?
Sorry, I'm good for now, man. So far,
Excellent.
I mean,
Excellent.
I'm sure going forward, I would have millions of questions. Right now, I think you did a great job. Thank you.
Excellent. Thank you. Thank you. Rose, we cover everything you needed? Rose, are you here in Florida?
Yes.
Excellent. Yeah. Gather some of your investors, and I can come to your office, assuming that you're in South Florida, and I can do a presentation for them in person, you know, to help you grow your business and add value.
Okay.
And then for my New Jersey and North Carolina folk, we could do a Zoom. we could do a Zoom, a longer Zoom with on a micro level to entice and get your investors excited to invest and to work with you and make some deals.
That'd be great. I like a
Mhm.
Zoom.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, that sounds hot.
Well, guys, I appreciate you letting me present in front of you. And I know you guys have a million things going on. All my info is in the chat. I'm always available 24/7, except for Sundays because we have baseball tournaments with my son. So Sundays, but Saturdays, you got me. Sundays, I'll give you a call on a Monday, and yeah, let's reach out to me individually and let's set up some one-on-ones so we can explore a little more, you know, about the topic, or if you have a different topic that you want to discuss in more detail, be more than happy to share my knowledge and add value to you guys and help you grow in 2025 so we can make money.